the initiative of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, aimed to capitalize S&T strengths and boost economic potential of the country by strengthening S&T ecosystem. This year-long one-month, one-theme program is dedicated to celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. 12 themes have been identified. Each day, the S&T councils highlight the themes in their states. So this month's theme is focused on human resource component, which is the most important part of research and development. Training young minds as well as uh, training them in right areas is vital for realizing the dreams of AatmaNirbhar Bharat. With these words, I once again welcome you all on behalf of Punjab State Council for Science and Technology to the second month's program of Vigyan Utsav in the state of Punjab. So we are very honored to have with us Dr. Debbapriya Datta, Advisor, State S&T and Seed Program of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Dr. Datta is PhD from Indian Agricultural Research Institute. He has handled many responsibilities in Indian Council of Agriculture Research and Central Soil and Water Conservation Research. He has authored many books, publications in national and international journals. He was also appointed as the Counselor Science and Technology in the Embassy of India, Washington during 2008 to 12. At this responsibility, he handled the India and USA Science and Technology cooperation at policy, projects and program level in the sectors of health, energy, climate, environment and education. From 2012 to 2015, he assumed the responsibility of Director Indo-French Center of Promotion of Advanced Research, a bilateral organization to promote collaborative research between India and France in cutting-edge science and technology. Currently, he is serving as Head and Advisor Scientist D in the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. With this brief introduction, I invite Dr. Datta for opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Rupali, and thank you to all of you, especially Dr. Jatinder Kaur Arora. And I think she is the real, the content builder in this, the Vigyan Utsav, like what we are organizing. I think I can just give the pressure, but she converts the pressure into the action. So and the wishes. So I, thank especially the Punjab Council of Science and Technology for the working as a hub for this organizing this the Vigyan Utsav. And I'm just the as a opening remarks, I just want to put before you that why we are together, and this why we are together here over these 12 months. What we want to celebrate. Definitely, we want to celebrate this 75 years of our independence. For that, many of our forefathers have, I think, sacrificed their life in Punjab while sitting. Like we think of Jallianwala Bagh, like that has really like what giving us what we are enjoying today in this independent area. Now it is our responsibility to take this country forward based on the sacrifice what our the forefathers, our ancestors have made. So in this taking forward, if we take our honorable Prime Minister's word that during his 75th years his speech, he told that the current 25 years of India will be based, the development will be based on development and growth will be the science and technology will play a role. And in this playing role, what I understand that the main, what this Vigyan Utsav we are starting of that 25 years is the science and technology innovation enterprise of the country. The enterprise means where there is an input and there is an output. There is a relation between the input and output, and an enterprise as a system has an efficiency. And therefore the STI ecosystem we have taken as the overarching theme of celebrating this the Vigyan Utsav. And this STI ecosystem is having a different component of policy, the science and technology, infrastructure, the human resources, investments, business environments, and which results into this as an output, the knowledge output, the economic output, the social output, and which ultimately will grow like the form the foundation stone of the nation's development. In this context, already I congratulate Punjab and especially the Punjab Science and Technology Council for already working ahead in these directions and bringing the science, technology, innovation policy of Punjab. And now they are working on the STI ecosystem, which defines about that what are the nuts and bolts which needs to be oiled. And with these missions, the science, the State Science and Technology Council network, which is a unique, the state and the center science and technology collaboration mechanisms, is dedicating it for the catalyzing the science, technology, and the innovation ecosystem. If we see what is immediately is needed in this ecosystem, where a concept and the scope of education, the innovation, the science gets integrated as a single entity. These are not in the individual, mostly that what we have thought of. And in the recent last 1 decade, we are working towards that, where education is linked with innovation and entrepreneurships, where critical mass of the science and technology enabled, educated, and effective persons are required for the country through community engagement, through innovation, experience, experimentation, in addition to education. So in this 75th years, we have to really look at into the role of human resource development in developing this science, technology, innovation ecosystem in a totally new way, a way where the way till now what we have done, the compartmentalizations of the the education, research, and the innovation gets blurred. Even if you look it into the national education policy of 2020, which is emphasizing on that, it has emphasized on even in blurring the border of the science, the science, arts, and commerce. So this is the way of the thinking that like what will take the Indian India's the science, technology, and innovation ecosystem into another plane. And that's the reason that each month where we have selected one component of this STI ecosystem, we have selected the human resource development, the most important, the component of a science of any country's, economic and the social development, the major driver of it. We look it into the, the outcome of the India's investment into the human resource development. One of the, the outcome definitely what we see is India's, the increasing and the growing, the national innovation, the role in global innovation index. The India's global innovation index in the last 5 years have increased from 81 to currently it is in 46. And if in that context, the state S&T innovation, the state, the innovation index, which our NITI Aayog brings out, the last January, what the report they brought it out, Punjab ranks 10. And in one important component of this, the enabler which we measure, with which we measure this innovation index, is the human capital, investment, knowledge worker, business environment, safety, and legal environment. So this human resource, the capital, is a very important component of the the cement of this entire STI ecosystem. Now, we all of us know that this is important, but what is the directions in which this human resource capital development should be there? Is it only the way we have till now done it in the disjointed in the educations and the the social and the economic development? But it's probably not. We, on the other hand, looked it into the human resource development index of India, and if we see over the last 1 decade, it's stagnated. We are almost 131 among the 197, the country. So it is important that these innovations, what we are getting through the investment in science, technology, innovations, or the innovativeness of our human resource itself, is being utilized for the benefit of the majority of the populations of the country. 70% of them live in in our rural area. Many urban area we have the urban poor. The COVID has shown us that how fragile is our humans are, where the human resources should really be dedicated to bring the equity and inclusions in the community, in the society itself. So that is the reason in this every day when we are discussing about the human resource development as a part of the STI ecosystem, we're trying to understand and to start the discussions in the main STEM, like the science, technology, the engineering, and the mathematics. In these sectors, what are the state level human resource requirement? What are the opportunities? So that we have invited here the many, the young generations representatives, starting from the the schools to the researchers. They know that what are the requirement and what are the the opportunities. Because if you look it into the requirement, India, though we have like they're done extremely well in terms of the investment in science and technology, but still we are not at a required level. Any a country which is having an passion, which is having an aspirations to be a developed country, which is driven by our honorable Prime Minister, needs to invest at least 2% of its GDP for the science and technology. But currently we have an investment only 0.6 to 0.8%. And this 0.6 to 0.8% of the investment results only in full-time equivalent researchers per million populations of only 255. Whereas in a country which aspires to be, like 2% of the GDP needs at least 1,200 full-time equivalent. And that's the challenge. And that's the discussions today, is that how not only in the different, the branches of the STEM, the science, technology, engineering, and the mathematics, the different stream of that the requirement in the state, and also what are the new way that where we can develop that these human resources in the science, technology, and innovations, which can be often utility for a state and for the country. So this is a new and exciting way ahead. Let's discuss about it and bring it out at what like in a new way we can develop that the human resource development and utilize it for the larger the good of the society in India. And I know that the Punjab is totally dedicated towards it. I really congratulate the Punjab Council for Science and Technology and the ED Dr. Jatinder Arora for the same, and the Punjab government for the same, for the conducive and supportive environment. And today, after these discussions, we will start that journey, that how new way that the human resource development we can bring, so that the vibrant science, technology, innovations ecosystems of Punjab can change not only Punjab, can work as a mitochondria of a new development of the India's science technology ecosystem. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for setting tone for today's whole event. On this forum, let us now together screen the Vigyan Utsav video prepared by Government of India. May we have the video, please?
पंद्रह अगस्त 2021 को भारत ने अपना 75वां स्वतंत्रता दिवस बड़े धूमधाम से मनाया और साथ में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने लाखों करोड़ों लोगों में नई ऊर्जा और चेतना जगाई। उसी चेतना को बढ़ाने के लिए देश के सभी विभाग विशेष कार्यक्रम का आयोजन कर रहे हैं। समाज के लिए विज्ञान और प्रौद्योगिकी विभाग द्वारा नावीन्य कार्यक्रम का आयोजन किया गया है, जिसका नाम है विज्ञान उत्सव। विज्ञान उत्सव कार्यक्रम सितंबर 2021 से अगस्त 2022 तक चलेगा, जिसे डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया तथा स्टेट साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी प्रोग्राम के तहत मनाया जाएगा। विज्ञान उत्सव कार्यक्रम में STI के लगते विषयों आधारित राज्य स्तर पर विभिन्न प्रकार की प्रवृत्तियां होंगी, जिसमें राज्य स्तर पर STI संस्थान, मानव क्षमता विकास, R&D इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, स्वदेशी प्रौद्योगिकी, नवाचार और स्टार्टअप, विज्ञान संचार और लोकप्रियता, महिला वैज्ञानिक, विज्ञान और समाज, फ्यूचर टेक्नोलॉजी, आत्मनिर्भरता के लिए बुनियादी विज्ञान, आत्मनिर्भरता और उद्योग और बौद्धिक संपदा अधिकार जैसे विषयों को शामिल किया गया है। विज्ञान उत्सव कार्यक्रम हमें आत्मनिर्भर भारत की ओर ले जाएगा। विज्ञान उत्सव में भारत के अलग अलग राज्य के S&T काउंसिल्स भागीदार होंगे, जो अपने राज्य की विज्ञान प्रवृत्तियां और नवाचार के विभिन्न पहलू की झांकियों का प्रदर्शन करेंगे। इसी के साथ हम सब अपने आत्मविश्वास को आत्मनिर्भर भारत के लिए बुलंद करेंगे। इसे आप YouTube चैनल और SSTP के वेब पोर्टल पर देख सकते हैं। आइए आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव हम सब मिलकर विज्ञान उत्सव के साथ मनाएं। विज्ञान उत्सव हम सबका अपना उत्सव।
Thank you so much. We are also joined today by Shri Rajit Madan, CEO, National Life Sciences Sector, Skill Development Council, Government of India. However, due to some technical glitch, we are not able to see his video, but I welcome you, sir, for sparing your time and joining us for today's event. Shri Madan is an alumni of Henley College, London, IIM in Ahmedabad, St. Stephen's College, Delhi University. He has over 35 years of experience in corporate sector in leading MNCs and establishing startups in India and overseas. He has been associated with the diverse businesses ranging from pharmaceuticals to petrochemicals and dyes to defense. His responsibilities involve general management with balanced blend of strategic and operational roles in various organizations. Presently, he is CEO and member governing body of Life Sciences Sector Skill Development Council. He also serves as Joint Apprenticeship Advisor Life Sciences to Government of India, member of Governing Council Haryana, School of Pharmacy, member of Steering Committee Vishwakarma University, member Business Advisor Committee Kerala Academic of Skill Excellence. He has written several papers which have received applause from renowned bodies. He is a recipient of Best CEO Award by Newspaper Association of India in recognition of excellence, effort in, and contribution to national cause. With this brief introduction, I invite Shri Rajit Madan for his special address on India's human resource strategy for life sciences sector. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be on this forum. My thanks first and foremost to Dr. Jatinder Kaur Arora, Executive Director of the Punjab State Council for Science and Technology, for inviting me to share my thoughts as part of the overall Vigyan Utsav initiative. I've been asked to share my thoughts on India's HR development strategy for the life sciences sector and the work and the initiatives of Life Science and Skill Council. Perhaps the best way is to begin with what is recognized as India's biggest strength, its demographic profile, with almost 2/3 of the people being in the working age group. But what needs to be done is to harness the energy of the youth so that they can be most productive and contribute to India's economic growth and development. For long, India's education system has relied on being largely supply-led. So universities, colleges, those who are lucky to get to that level, get certifications, and then try their luck in getting employment in one or the other of the sectors. It's been resulting in stresses and strains to the extent that when they join any particular sector, they are found wanting in quote-unquote required and appropriate skills. So we have this situation where huge numbers are being churned out each year. The industry finds them wanting in skills. The students feel that they have worked so hard, and yet their worth is not being recognized. And so what's been recognized a couple of years ago is that the paradigm shift is needed from a system that's been supply-led to one that's focused on the demand side and is perhaps demand-led, where the sectors that employ the people can define what is truly needed, and then the workforce or the candidates can be more job ready and contribute more effectively. The best way to perhaps analyze or understand the situation is if we look at what's been happening in countries around that have been very successful in their HR development strategy. The whole of the Western world, but even countries like China, because when we look at the numbers who are quote unquote skilled at the time of entering the workforce, the percentages are hugely more. They vary from 50% to up to 97% of the people who at the point of joining are appropriately skilled. Whereas in India, we started the initiative a few years ago, is still under double digits, somewhere between 7 to 8%.
Yeah. Sorry, sir. Somehow we lost. Yeah, sir. You can connect, sir.
My apologies for the disconnection. So, truly, then it's a big challenge to harness the energy of the youth and to appropriately skill them. Perhaps the best way to describe the situation is when we look at the outside world. And one small story that I like to share with all of you is about my interaction with the head of life sciences from Israel. That truly inspires a number of people. So at a similar forum, I exchanged cards with him. That was at a time when physical interaction was yet there. And then he told me something very interesting. He said that in Israel, the School of Life Sciences, at the graduate, at the bachelor's level, has a situation where every person having a bachelor's degree is able to clone a human being. Now, this I found truly astounding, and I said, well, that's amazing, but then what do people with masters and doctorates do? And his response was, well, they focus on what's not in the public domain. Cloning is in the public domain, but what's not in the public domain is what they focus on. And I asked him, I said, then how do they accomplish this? And his response was, it's because of the fabulous interaction we have between the academia and industry. And then I asked, I said, how do you assure that? And his response was, for every year, half of it, 6 months, the academicians spend in the industry. And the key members from industry spend half a year in academia. So that the two are in sync, so that academia and industry work close together. So, to my personal belief, it's really the interaction between academia and industry that back of it, the two working largely in silos in India, if that can be sorted out, that will lay the foundation for a really strong HR development strategy leading to an outcome where the people will be such that it will be much more productive. The satisfaction level will be higher. The recipients, the industry, will truly value them, and these people will be able to contribute much more to India's economy, and therefore the dream of Make in India, AatmaNirbhar Bharat, and all of those would be realized much faster. Now, with this backdrop, let's believe 6 years ago, we set about our journey in the Life Sciences Skill Council. We began with a skill gap study done with the help of KPMG. We covered some 400 organizations and something very interesting. The sector has over 250 distinct job roles. That it's a very skewed with about 60 job roles, up almost 90% of employment of 10 lakhs in the life sciences sector, comprising pharma, biopharma, and clinical or contract research. In fact, it's even more skewed because just 20 job roles take up something like 65% of the total employment. So with this, this then became really the Bible for our strategy and our working. And we set about then involving industry in every aspect of the skilling chain. First and foremost, laying down the skilling standards, the hard and soft skills required to perform each of those important job roles, the curriculum and the content, the assessment strategy, the question bank, all of them involving the industry, followed by the trainers programs involving master trainers from industry, and then the organizing the assessments, and then the certification, and then involving the people in apprenticeship and placements. So today we have a situation where industry is involved in virtually every element of the skilling chain. The next part was deep buy-in and involvement of the key stakeholders, the first and foremost being obviously the industry. And truly the Skill Council, as we look back, can pride itself in its huge strength of industry connect. Some examples of this. First and foremost, we have all the 5 top pharma companies represented on our governing body. The chairman is Mr. Satish Reddy, who is the chairman of Dr. Reddy's, India's second largest pharma company. Then we also have the global HR presidents of the other 4 major players, which is Sun Pharma, Cipla, Zydus, Lubin. We are also having on our governing body all the key and major industry associations represented. In fact, through IPA, the India Pharmaceutical Alliance that represents the top 25 pharma companies, we work with virtually each of the top 30 companies in every aspect of the skilling chain. Yet again, apprenticeship. This is something we took on 2 years ago because the best way to give practical exposure to the youth is to give them apprenticeship opportunities. So some 2.5 years ago, we got into this. We started with a meager number of 2,000. That went up 6,000. Last year, we went and did over 10,000 apprenticeship contracts. This year, we hope to do something like 15,000. Cumulatively, we've already crossed 25,000 apprenticeship contracts, and most of these are now finding employment in the organizations, with 500 plus organizations onboarded for apprenticeship. We also have industry involvement in centers of excellence, 5 of them being run, all of them by major companies like Zydus, McLeod's, Microlabs, etc. So that's industry. Then in terms of the other key stakeholder, academia, we discovered that half the job roles, half of the prominent ones, are at college level. and most of them, or rather, the favored stream for the industry is from the world of pharmacy. So we brought on board the Pharmacy Council of India, PCI, which is responsible for all pharma education in India. That was over a year ago, and I'm truly happy to share with everybody that with PCI, we have agreed that our skilling modules, all industry defined as I stated, are now embedded in the B-Pharma curriculum, and all B-Pharma candidates will be taking up these modules as electives with the scores to count towards their overall B-Pharma score, and they will be encouraged to take up apprenticeship as well. We're also working for the lower, i.e. the school level, with dialogues currently taking place with CBSC and CVET so that the lower level modules can be incorporated, hopefully, in the school curriculum itself. Last, but certainly not the least, in terms of stakeholder involvement, is the government, the state government, and other entities. So we've been working very closely with the government departments and the state missions in this. And perhaps one of the best ones to describe our successes is our ongoing initiatives with the Department of Biotechnology, focused on the very important and growing biopharma sector under the Skill Vigyan initiative. Some 9 to 10 colleges were initially selected, and our modules under the National Skill Qualifications Framework are being run in those schools, in those colleges. And then every month we are adding colleges under the Skill Vigyan program in the various states together with the Department of Biotechnology. I'd like to state here that we have leveraged technology to the level that I don't think any other entity in the skilling fraternity has. For the high-end, high capital expenditure or CapEx manufacturing-based job roles, we struck upon the virtual reality simulation-based skilling, which is all industry validated. The first such lab was set up in Hyderabad, inaugurated by Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Vigyan Utsav, in March of 18. Since then, another 5 or 6 have been flagged off in the major clusters of pharma activity. Importantly, major pharma companies are now a VR-based module of ours for skilling for those high CapEx job roles. We've gone a step further. More recently, the honest highlighted the importance of upskilling and reskilling, and we have launched upskilling e-modules for those who are currently working, so that their skills can be upgraded. They are more up to date, and just in the last few months, just under 1,000 numbers have been registered, including from the major pharma companies, to be able to upskill themselves, taking up these modules in the evening or over weekends to strengthen and make them more robust. Coming to Punjab, so this is a state that is important for us, undoubtedly, and I have my colleague Alok Jha, who is also on today's forum, and I believe we've done some very good work here in Punjab, and just a few examples. With the Pharmacy Council of India initiative of embedding the modules, we've signed MOUs with 5 colleges that I can think of offhand in Punjab. That's the lovely Professional University, IFS, Moga, Saraswati College, Chitkara, etc. Then training has started in quite a few colleges under our skilling under the NSQF framework. To name a few, Naipur at Mohali, IFS at Moha, Chitkara, Rayat Bahara, Chandigarh University, etc. And almost 300 students, or 250 to be more exact, per year are going to be skilled and certified by us each year for the next 3 years, and we will be undoubtedly adding more colleges under the framework. We also have a BVOC program with Guru Tegh Bahadur Khalsa College running. And when it comes to industry and apprenticeship, we have this underway with quite a few of organizations, the most prominent of them being Sun Pharma, India's largest pharma company, in at least 3 locations. And I'm sure that more such organizations in and around Punjab will be participating, and the students from those universities and colleges and institutions that join us will be able to avail of this great opportunity to join this very critical sector. So, to summarize, there can be various ways to look at strengthening and working on a robust HR development. We've selected the industry academia to be the most important crucial linkage, and do everything possible to bring the two in sync so that we can have, as I said, students who are truly and meaningfully contributing to the industry, and they can then have higher levels of satisfaction. The colleges involved will have better placement. Industry would be happier with a more work-ready workforce. In all this, we recognize the role that the Punjab Institute of Science and Technology is and continues to play, and we can only look upon strengthening that further. So with that, my thanks once again for inviting me over, and I wish this forum and all the great work that is going on in Punjab in our sector great success. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your vision towards promoting human resource development in life sciences sector. Let me now invite our next panelist, Dr. Jatinder Kaur Arora, for her talk on HRD initiatives to strengthen STI ecosystem in Punjab. Dr. Arora is Executive Director of Punjab State Council for Science and Technology. She is also Chief Executive Officer of Punjab Research and Innovation Council, Member Secretary, Punjab Biodiversity Board, as well as Director, Punjab State Biotech Corporation. She is the recipient of several prestigious awards. To mention a few: National Awards for Women's Development through Application of Science and Technology, instituted by Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, conferred upon her by President of India. Government of Punjab awarded her with Punjab Sarkar Praman Patra for her exemplary services in the field of science and technology. The Indian Television Academy has honored her with Great Women Award in Science and Technology category. As a result of her efforts for promotion of cleaner technologies, UNDP and Government of Punjab have recently conferred Punjab State Council for Science and Technology with SDG Action Award 2020 for environmental sustainability. With these words, I request ma'am to initiate her talk. So, ma'am, over to you.
Thank you. I have a small presentation. I'll share it with all of you. And as I share the presentation, I'll thank Dr. Datta for joining us today. Just a minute. Is this visible, Rupali? Just let me know.
It is visible, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Datta, for leading this initiative. It's bringing all the stakeholders on one platform to see what exists throughout the country for development of science, technology, and innovation. We are really grateful to you. And Dr. Rashmi and the team of DST, Government of India. Dr. Ranjit Madan, thank you for joining with us today and giving an overall perspective of how the life science sector is developing in the country. What are the job opportunities? How companies are actually contributing towards skill development by articulating their demand, and the organization like yours, National Life Science Skill Development Council, are addressing those demands by in turn connecting with the institutions and initiating very focused skill development programs. Thank you. Dr. Arvind, Vice Chancellor of Punjab University, will be joining us very shortly. He also brings a whole lot of experience in human resource development, and he also brings a lot of passion on this subject with all of you. And I also have Dr. Baldi, Dr. Sandeep Kapoor, Dr. Archana Mantri, and a special session on experience sharing all the awardees from Punjab. I am really feeling excited, for about this next 10-15 minutes that I'll be talking to all of you. So taking you forward in this brief presentation that I have, I just want to share with all of you, I'm sure everyone is aware that India has come up with its new National Science, Technology and Innovation Policy. And as far as human resource development is concerned, there's a full section on human resource development in the policy document. It's available in public domain. It's a draft at the moment. Please have a look at that. This section on human resource development, if you look at the underlying vision, is making science, technology, and innovation more connected with economy and society. And let's see, the presentation is moving forward. Yes. So really glad to share with you that if you go back to the history, Punjab has been the cradle of connecting science with people in India since ages. I'll just in this slide share with you one example. In 1849, when Britishers annexed Punjab, with them at that point of time, there was no college or educational institution which was offering science education existing in Punjab. And at that point of time, Dr. Ruchiram Sahni, who was a Punjabi, started this movement. He was, serving before that, studying in Presidency College in Calcutta, and he was working as assistant meteorologist after, doing his basic education, and he knew the importance of connecting science with the society. He, for example, he was, as a meteorologist, what he was doing was, at that point of time, I'm going back in 19th century, he was predicting weather on daily, weekly, monthly basis. And one of his predictions kind of saved huge loss, because the prediction was so right about a storm coming in Bay of Bengal. And the alerts went so much well in time that many ships were saved from that disaster. And seeing that how it can actually empower the state of Punjab, which the undivided Punjab at that point of time, he used the technique of talking to people. He would go at places, for example, in Gurdwaras or in markets. He'll collect the people there and we'll talk, and we'll add a little bit of drama also there, and we'll talk about how science, plays role in day-to-day life, how it can make difference. And if you look at, this is one of the, Vigyan Utsav came up with a book on memoirs of Ruchiram Sahni. This picture is from that book, and it says that he gave about 500 lectures. And what were the themes of these lectures? As close to life as how to make soap, how to make indigo, how to make glass, and also how to make scientific equipments. So much so that he also brought on board the mistries which were working in railways, and he had set up a a workshop wherein they were making scientific equipments, and they got so much, developed so much expertise in that they started donating, supplying these equipments to schools, to institutions, colleges, and the focus was that he wanted to encourage technical education, education in science, and setting up chemical industry in Punjab. When I say, I thoughtfully kept the title of this slide, Punjab, the cradle of connecting science with people in India. So these were the very beginnings that somebody from Punjab rose to become a scientist of that stature and thought of actually how science can play a large role, which today our science, technology and innovation policy is looking at developing in a big manner. Let me put something. It's taking time to go to the slide. Mandeep, if you can help me. Rupali is okay. So it's okay. Mandeep, if you can be here with me, because sometimes slide is taking time. So I'll go to the next slide. And again, I want to share something very interesting with you. Just a minute. I'm just looking at what makes this slide go so slow. Just a second. Yeah. So I wanted to share here with you that, in the 19th century, the first college that offered science came up in the government college in Lahore. And after that, the second college, that because that was undivided Punjab, that the second college which came was Mahindra College, Patiala. It was set up in 1872, and the story is very interesting. Professor Ramachandran, who was a tutor at that time of Maharaja of Patiala, Maharaja Mahendra Singh, he gave him this idea that let's set up a college in Punjab, and that's how this grand looking heritage building Mahindra College came up. And now this is the first college. A few years back, when DBT, Government of India, started this scheme of star life science colleges, Punjab was one of the very few first few states who brought 5 star life science colleges to Punjab. And again, the story is very interesting. Mr. Kapil Sibal was at that point of time, Science and Technology, Union Minister of Science and Technology, and Mr. Prakash Singh Badal was the Chief Minister of Punjab. And also he was the Science and Technology Minister. We asked him to meet the Union Minister, and we all went to Delhi to meet him. And all the science secretaries from Government of India were there in that meeting, and Secretary DBT shared that they are just launching this program of Life Science College. And Mr. Badal said, I want to have the first star Life Science College in my state, and can you send your team? We have some excellent colleges in Punjab. They can visit few colleges. They said, okay, we'll consider visiting. And he said, I am sending my chopper. Can you send the team? And he said, Dr. Arora, you please take the chopper. That was my, very exciting trip on a chopper, on Mr. Badal's chopper to Delhi. I went alone with the pilot and then brought a team of DST, DBT to Punjab. And in one day, we covered 5-6 colleges. It was very adventurous, exciting. And so we brought this star life science college status to Mahindra College. And now Government of Punjab is taking a lot of initiatives to strengthen heritage colleges. We have a couple of more also in Punjab, like Khalsa College, Amritsar, and so on. Taking from there, the journey that we started, it's working. So taking from there, this is the STI infrastructure that we have in Punjab at the moment. We have 15 national institutions, 24 public and private universities, 2 top business schools. We have Indian School of Business, only two in India, one in Hyderabad and second one we have in Mohali. And we have a premier state agriculture university, 87 engineering colleges and 182 colleges which are offering science at undergraduate level. Now I'll take you through some of the slides which will give you sectoral feel. If we talk of agriculture, Dr. Datta mentioned the majority of our population living in rural areas. We are an agrarian country, and Punjab is a front-runner agricultural agrarian state, which led the country in the Green Revolution. This slide gives you a bit of the essence of one that some time back, KPMG carried out a study which looked at, if you look at the graph at the left, what are the requirements, human resource requirements of Punjab in various sectors. They looked at every district, and I want to, not going into nitty gritty, just want to share with you that food processing is the sector which is at the top, wherein the human resource requirement is highest. And what are we producing? If you look at a small box on the right hand side, we are producing more than 7,500 personnel every year, out of which you can see the figures, how many are undergraduate, postgraduate, PhD and postdocs. These are the human resources being produced primarily by State Agricultural University, Guru Angad Dev Veterinary University, our national institutions which are in agriculture and food processing domains, and some of the other universities and colleges which offer this discipline. And I also want to share with you that the picture that you see in the center is of Dr. G.S. Khush, the World Food Laureate, and each Punjabi present here on this platform will be proud to know that 60% of rice availability in world is from the varieties which have been developed by Dr. Khush. Me and Dr. Khush, we have the same alma mater. We both studied in Punjab Agriculture University. I also served in Punjab Agriculture University. Dr. Khush then worked in International Rice Research Institute in Philippines, and his huge work led to the world feeding with the varieties that he as a plant breeder, he discovered. And coming to that, I mentioned about agriculture and allied sectors. Coming to life sciences, Dr. Madan gave an overview of life sciences sector. I wish to share with you, again, take a lot of pride in sharing that this is within the last 1 decade, Punjab has come up a big way as far as the development of science, technology, and innovation infrastructure is concerned. No, the State S&T Council mooted the idea of having an institutional cluster in Mohali, and we together sat and coined the term. We called it Knowledge City. And today it's a thriving hub of primarily life science sector. And if you look at the overall figures, how much, and my team has very painstakingly collected this data, and in times to come, you will all find this data available on one platform. We will be the first state to develop state's STI observatory, State Science, Technology and Innovation Observatory, and credit goes to Dr. Datta. He's supporting us in developing that, developing a framework which at one platform will provide all information, all statistics, data about what exists in Punjab and how do we augment this ecosystem. So we're working towards that, giving you some figures. So we, in life sciences sector, cumulatively produce more than 18,000 personnel every year in Punjab. You can, on the right side, see the breakup of that, how many undergraduates, postgraduate, doctorate and postdocs. And I'm again very happy to share with you that Punjab's capital, Chandigarh, has the highest number of doctorate enrollment per million population in the country. The number is 904. And if you, take the total PhD enrollments, and if you divide it by the population, and if you look at the average per million population in the country, it's less than 200. So you can see the figure is really high at which we stand here in terms of our capital, Chandigarh. Talking of life science sector, I can't stop sharing with you this slide. We have instituted one lecture series, Hargobind Khurana lecture series, after the Nobel laureate Dr. Khurana, from Punjab, and you all know that he was the one who told us what does genetic code mean, what is the sequence of nucleotides in a nucleic acid, how it gets converted into proteins, and it has become the foundation for all the developments in molecular biology, biotechnology. New sectors came up, and this was the foundation of all these developments. Very happy to share with you that looking at the way Punjab wanted to make each student, each teacher, each researcher aware of this stalwart from Punjab and his contribution by instituting this lecture series. About 25 of close associates of Professor Hargobind Khurana. Some served with him in MIT, some worked under him. Many students, they all descended to Chandigarh, Mohali, and we had this huge gathering wherein they all shared about their works. They all shared about their association with Dr. Khurana. And these are some of just few pictures which you see here. And also want to share with you about engineering and allied sciences. We in Punjab have more than 1.6 lakh MSME, the micro, small and medium industries. And if you look at the personnel that Punjab produces in engineering and allied sciences, which can then find employment, which can then enhance the competitiveness of these MSME, the number comes out to be more than 70,000. Again, on the left-hand side, you can see the split. And on the right-hand side, again, I intentionally kept the, we thought as a, this month, the theme of Vigyan Utsav is talking of human resource development. And I intentionally kept the theme of Vigyan Utsav Punjab for this month, Vigyan Utsav building STI leaders for AatmaNirbhar Bharat, because this is how Punjab has contributed towards building STI leaders, and the kind of human resource that we are generating, the potential that we have in contributing towards human resource development. That the picture that you see on the right hand side is of Professor Narendra Singh Kapani, who spurred entrepreneurship in optoelectronics, optical fibers that almost everybody talks of today and practically sees the benefit of. He was the founder of that. He's known as father of optical fibers. And to actually bring together this whole ecosystem, the large, I shared with you the numbers of industry that we have, especially the small industries in Punjab, institutions, universities in Punjab. We have launched Mission Innovate Punjab in end of 2019. And that's how at every forum, all our practitioners of science in Punjab are enthusiastically participating and looking forward to, with a spark in eyes, what next? What next? What is it that now Punjab is doing? What next, we can contribute? And this enthusiasm of yours, each one of you present here, let me share with you, is being noticed at every level, being acknowledged at every level. Very, proud to share with you that Professor Vijay Raghavan, the Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India, and his officers have been sharing at various platforms that Punjab is one of the very few states having requisite vision to promote STI across sectors and domains. And some initiatives I want to share. Skill Vigyan Center, Professor Madan was sharing about it briefly. So in Punjab, this has been set up in partnership with 10 institutions. In a 3 years period, it will skill about 1,000 students. It will skill about 400 teachers and about 60 startups in life science domain and other key domains of science and technology. Punjab has come up with Punjab Private University Policy uh, to bring in more private sector participation in education. And Punjab is also setting up model degree colleges in the backward districts to bring more of inclusiveness. And we have also mobilized CSR and non-government funding to set up about 4,000 smart schools in Punjab. And happy to share with you, I'm sure our leaders from institutions, universities in Punjab will be sharing more in detail with you. Just one or two, key innovative initiatives. IIT Ropar and Punjab Skill Development Mission have joined together for skilling the youth which just passes out 12th on artificial intelligence and data sciences. Guru Nanak Dev University has set up translational interdisciplinary research center because interdisciplinary research and bringing together Dr. Datta was mentioning about national education policy and blurring these divides between art, between science, and also you saw the stalwarts from Punjab which have shown path to the entire globe as far as development in science is concerned. If I share with you, Professor Khurana, Govind Khurana, was a chemist, went on to venture into biology, and that led to him winning a Nobel Prize. Bringing a combination of chemistry and biology. Uh, Transdisciplinary and interdisciplinary science is the key. Uh, whichever domain you are working on, if you keep your curiosities alive, there's much you can contribute to the state, to the country. And only a few days back, Professor Arvind and myself, we were there on together on a platform, and he shared that Punjabi University, this is a true example of what we said, the foundation, the underlying vision of India's national science technology innovation policy is connecting science with people, with society. Professor Arvind said that he is going to open a center for research on threatened flora and fauna of Punjab, so that one, his researchers know which are the threatened flora and fauna of Punjab which need to be conserved. They contribute towards it, and by putting that center, they also then support the biodiversity management committees in their periphery, the periphery of the campus of Punjabi University. I think this is my last slide, with a small message here. What the slide says is that when the country rolled out its national STI policy, they asked all the states to bring on one platform all the leaders, all who matter in contributing towards science at one platform. And we organized several such platforms, roundtable dialogues. And one of the key recommendation, we came up with the recommendation, and this was a beautiful report that went to Government of India. And really happy that many of our recommendations today find place. I think all the recommendations, I would say, find place in the country's policy. And one of the recommendations was that how do we overcome the disconnect of teaching and research, which means the leaders here in Punjab felt that the national institutions are amply funded, but what about the universities? What about colleges? If more research is encouraged in universities and colleges, this can be a game changer. And this game changer, the path for this has already been put in place. This is what our science and technology policy says. This is what our national education policy says, that the country is now going to have a national research foundation for promoting research in universities and colleges. Now it is for us, for our faculty in universities and colleges, to augment our capacities, to actually know how to write a proposal, to actually know what are the grand challenges of our state, to actually know what are the unmet technology needs of our industry, and then prepare the proposals accordingly. And then they can actually, leverage the funding from National Research Foundation, which on our recommendation has been made a part of these policies. So with that message, any support that our faculty would require for their capacity building on grant writing, I'll be happy to offer my teams. And thank you all for joining with us today. Thank you. Over to you, Rupa.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing very holistically the evolution of science and highlighting that Punjab has always been front runner in experimenting and promoting S&T culture. So for the technical session one, we have been joined by eminent experts who will share their views on human resource landscape in Punjab. First of all, I would like to invite Dr. Arvind, Vice Chancellor, Punjabi University, Patiala, for sharing strategies for human resource development in key STI sectors. So Professor Arvind is doctorate from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Following his PhD, Dr. Arvind joined the Faculty of Physics at Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar for 2 years before heading for the Department of Physics at Indian Institute of Technology, Chennai in 2005. Dr. Arvind has also served in the Institute of Science Education and Research, Mohali. He is a known theoretical quantum physicist having long experience in working on science education, science communication, and developing science pedagogy in Punjab. He is credited with over 100 publications. Presently, he is Vice Chancellor, Punjabi University, Patiala. So over to you, sir.
Okay, so first of all, I'm very happy to join this program. I specifically thank Dr. Arora for inviting me to talk to you. I will have to be a little brief because there is some other engagement which has come up. See, it's very important to brainstorm on where do we take science and technology and what kind of initiatives we should take to build these things in Punjab. You see, sometimes people feel that maybe building a science and technology ambience very expensive, that is not the case. Since the topic was given to me was a very focused one, I thought I should give a very focused set of views as a matter of suggestions. See, there are two ways the knowledge develops. One is horizontal. The horizontal model, we produce a lot of content, which is also important, but for that we already have university.
Dr. Sir, can you be a bit louder, sir? You are coming very weak. Your voice is very low.
Is it okay now? Better? Hello?
Still low, sir, but please a bit louder.
Hello, yeah, okay.
So now it's okay, sir.
My point is that it is very important to build a large infrastructure in terms of institutions. However, much more important is to build excellence inside those institutions, which is the currently a lacking feature of most institutions of science and technology in Punjab. So we have institutions, but they do not have that particular cutting edge quality, which will make them into world-class institutions. So what we should do is, in all our existing institutions, we should identify niche areas. We should identify niches in which we can excel and create those centers of excellence in those institutions. So this should be the approach that we should follow in Punjab. That is point number one. The second point is that we should identify areas of importance. So what is it that we want to do? And those areas should be identified depending upon needs of the people around us and needs of the society. See, many times what happens in science is that we end up picking up problems which everyone in the world is working on. For example, a lot of scientists today work on Alzheimer's. But Alzheimer's is a disease which is more important to the Western world because they have solved most of their disease problem. So we should work on the disease like, dengue, malaria, TB, which are currently, or well, corona is in the whole world. But what I mean to say is the problems which are local in nature. Specifically in Punjab, we should work on what is called post-green revolution culture. That is an area in which Punjab should heavily invest in creating current edge institutions and departments and centers to work on what I call post-green revolution agriculture. Similarly, energy. See, energy is not just solar energy or fossil energy and electrical energy. Energy is a issue which everyone has to bother about, whether it is the new generation batteries, whether it is better harnessing solar energy, whatever it is. So we should look at energy needs, energy management in a big way. Similarly, transport. Now, transport is something which has to be built as we go along. And why are we only depending on traditional modes of transport? And why is it that when a small vehicle comes up, it comes up by some rural mystery who puts a D behind a motorcycle? Why can't we do it in our institutions in a more systematic? Then we should also invest in rural entrepreneurship, rural technology. So rural, because Punjab is a predominantly agrarian and rural state, and what kind of new technologies and kind of science we can put into rural areas should be focused. So what I want to say is that we should create
Excuse me, sir.
centers which do
So can you keep
research
mic closer,
on
sir?
areas which are directly related to Punjab and are related to society. That is one aspect. Other aspect is that, see, Punjab is a prosperous state. We might be having a financial crisis with the government and so on, but on the whole, Punjab lifestyle and living standard is much higher than most of the states in the country. Therefore, we must invest in excellence, creating mathematicians and physicists and biologists who produce research at the globe. Somehow, this mindset that we should quickly look for a job-oriented course, we should quickly get into an engineering or a medicine course. This should be changed, and we should invest in what is called real creation of knowledge. And that already is happening through some of the central institutions, but I think institutions in Punjab should take it up in a big way, and maybe the Department of Science and Technology. So the third suggestion I want to make is what is called identification of talent. We should identify raw talent at an early age from schools, particularly from government schools and rural schools and areas where there is a paucity of resources, and develop that talent in a systematic way in the state of Punjab so that they become leaders in their respective areas. So I would like to make these three concrete points for the state of Punjab to move towards excellence in science and technology. I'm sorry, I cannot really go on with my presentation for much longer than this, but I also see that you are running a little bit out of time. So my short presentation will cover up for your time. I have to immediately do something. But once again, I thank the organizers for inviting me and giving an opportunity to make these comments, and we can have more discussion on these. But I think that if a model like this is put forward, Punjab can go a long way in building a system of science, technology, education. We can be leaders. We can first of all produce things that we need in terms of products and ideas, and can create those very high quality scientists and lead the communities. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, thank you for sharing your valuable views. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Ashish Baldi, Dean Maharaja Ranjit Singh Punjab Technical University, Bathinda, for his talk on opportunities and demand for HRD in engineering. Dr. Baldi is alumni of Sagar University, Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. He's an active researcher in various facets of pharmaceutical sciences and biotechnology. He has over 15 years of experience, 3 patents, 6 books, 2 special issues, over 85 national and international publications, 13 book chapters, several popular articles, and more than 125 papers at conferences and seminars in India and abroad, and several best paper awards to his credit. He had completed 13 major and minor research projects from various agencies of Government of India and transferred 2 technologies to leading pharmaceutical industries. He had featured in Who's Who as one of the most outstanding scientists across the world in 2011 edition and Best 200 Scientific Intellectuals of the World by Cambridge Society UK. He has also honored with Shiksha Bharati Award in 2010 for his excellent contribution in the field of education. Presently, he is also a fellow and life member of more than 10 scientific societies worldwide, including fellow of world's oldest scientific society, the Linnean Society. He is also serving as vice president of Association of Pharmacy Teachers of India, Punjab State Branch, and advisory editorial member in more than 20 journals of high impact. Over to you, sir, for your talk.
Thank you, Dr. Jatinder Kaur Arora ma'am, Dr. Bhatt sir, and Alkesh for giving me this opportunity. I have been associated with PSCST for last 10 years, and what fascinates me with PSCST is the issues that we raise at the platform of PSCST. So I once again congratulate for this particular event the whole team of PSCST under the leadership of Dr. Arora ma'am. And briefly, I would like to, because only 15 minutes I have to share my thoughts. So I would quickly come across this. So when we talk about engineering sector, is my slides visible?
Yes, sir, please. These are
Yeah,
visible.
when we talk about engineering sector, the opportunities are ample as our engineering industry accounts for 27% of all factory-based industrial sector, around 63% of overall foreign collaboration, and an FDI equity of around 10,000 million USD has been fetched by the engineering industry. And as far as the strength of this engineering sector, as far as human resource is concerned, I think huge human resource we are developing with a good technology inclination. The weakness is the professional we are developing in terms of engineering human resources are comparatively unskilled as per the demand of the industries and the sector. But opportunities are very huge as import-export gaps has been identified. I mean to say that we at our own government level, a very detailed briefing of what import and export gap means, what resources we have and what we are not producing as far as engineering sector is concerned, and how we are get affected by the import export of such kind of materials that are already there. And the threat is obviously our growth model as far as engineering and industry sector is concerned is not at all comparable with the China's growth model. So if we talk about various engineering sectors in India, heavy engineering and light engineering are the two aspects. And we are very heavily dependent on these kind of industries as far as this sector is concerned. So very specifically, these sectors I have identified because the human resource development also needs to be done in these sectors in which India is contributing at a larger scale. I am not covering the pharmaceutical industry because it is not covered under engineering sector, but contributing to a cumulative growth rate of annually 17%, which is very high. But as far as Government of India initiatives are concerned, recently the National Manufacturing Policy has come up, in order to support the MSMEs and the small scale entrepreneurs. in order to develop the human resources at collegiate level or at undergraduate and graduate level, Skill India mission has been launched. Make in India is to support various industries in India to produce and manufacture the products in India. That is also a boosting factor for whole of the country. And then there are certain schemes like National Policy of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship launched in 2015. Then PMKVY, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. And then MSME Ministry and MHRD is doing uh, very good efforts, putting very good efforts as far as ease of doing of business is concerned. And along with it, I think ease of industrial sector as far as engineering is concerned has been taken care very well in last 5 to 6 years. And with this effort uh, we have improved our rank as far as ease of doing business is concerned in India, but still there are a lot of things to answer upon. As far as engineering HRD human resource are concerned, we are producing largest number of engineering graduates every year, 1 million per year approximately, from more than 3,500 engineering college and 3,400 polytechnic college, and plus additionally more than 200 architecture and planning colleges. But the question is that only 5% of these institutes are premier institutes, and because of that, although we are producing a large number of uh, engineering graduates or engineering human resources, but they are not so skillful. As per a recent national employability report of 2019, very alarming figure came that 80% of Indian graduates which are in engineering are not employable. If we talk about specifically the computer science and engineering aspect, 90% of engineering graduates do not have the requisite skills to work in programming and algorithm and all these factors. 16.25% of the engineers, especially in the software sector, are total overall. If we see, only 20% of software engineers are employable in IT services and IT product companies. And if we talk about recently covering trends like artificial intelligence, mobile and web development, and blockchain methodology and all this, I think only 5% of our engineers are employable. So that is a very alarming figure if we talk about engineering human resource development as far as the current status is concerned. Now, what are the reasons? During one of the very detailed study done by Stanford University and AICT in collaboration regarding the human resource development in engineering and technology sector, we found that we have more theoretical approach at the school education. The HOTS and LOTS, that means lower order thinking skill of our students at school level, are very less than very less than Chinese and USA counterparts, while comparable with Russia, sorry. So that means that we are not emphasizing, as far as our school education is concerned, we are not emphasizing on the school level inculcation of the practical or skill orientation. Now that is what we are lacking, and therefore when a student comes from school to college, they have the basics, but with a more theoretical approach, and that is why our school education is suffering in terms of developing a very well acceptable graduates or human resources in the engineering sector. Technical education, we have very less emphasis on skill development. Our aptitude is money driven. We think of salary more than the quality of work and the area of work. Entrepreneurship, although recently some trends have been started and Dr. Arora ma'am has already pointed it out, but still we have the less risk taking ability, and that hampers our entrepreneurship skills or entrepreneurship support which we want to get from the industry, from the government, or from any other sources. As far as government support is concerned, system is in evolving phase. and therefore we have to see these challenges in order to develop them quality human resources in engineering as far as a particular sector is concerned. As our strengths are hard work and dedication, our graduates are hardworking and dedicated, yes, but weakness is very limited global opportunities. We have the global opportunities, but since we do not have the expertise, most of our students which we are producing in terms of human resources engineering have limited opportunities at global level. Global competency, as I talked about, only 5% or 10% of the software engineers are currently employable, or they are skilled, and threat is less satisfaction. Whenever we do something, we get dissatisfied very soon, and that results in lower order of retention, and that ultimately leads to the contributory effectivity of the engineering human resource graduates. As far as industries, what they are looking in human resources in engineering is concerned, that they want sound basic and capability of applying knowledge practically. Now, this is very important that, when we thought of 95% or 90% students result, we do not think of the practical knowledge that our student is getting. So now students look out industries look out to students are different. They are okay with the 60-70% student, but what they want is the cognitive skills as well as the applicability of the knowledge that they gain, and that is where we are lacking. As far as awareness about the latest trend and technologies are concerned, this is a very specific courses or some kind of very tailored courses as per the industrial demand and human resource requirement should be made. And nowadays, countries like Lockheed Martin or Amazon or TCS, they are looking for a specifically oriented human resources. So then we have to take care of this. As far as demand of industry and human resources are concerned, they are having a balance between experienced and fresh employees. So lower level and higher level industries both has to be looked upon as an opportunity sector for industry and engineering. They require multitasking and competent professionals. And more importantly, now they are emphasizing on lifelong learning, human values, aptitude, and professional ethics of the human resources they are looking for. Because it's a teamwork. Whenever you go for engineering sector or in industry, it's a teamwork. And when that teamwork is required, you are requiring professional ethics, the aptitude, and human values among the engineering professionals. And therefore, in order to create sustainable workforce, I think companies are looking for talent nurturing, talent support, and mobility, and employee feedback is also very important aspect as far as demand of industries in human resources are concerned. So what are the problems faced by the technical education institutes? Because when we talk about engineering human resources, we are developing 1 million per annum, but what about the quality? And when we talk about the quality, there are certain problems which are being faced by technical education institutes, which are the hub of their development, at where these human resources are getting developed or to be developed in future as far as producing quality human resources are concerned. So their curriculum is basically, we have the curriculum driven approach rather than student centric approach. We are not focusing on the individual ability of the student, and then we have a lack of lower order thinking skills and higher order thinking skills development in school education, and that basically lead to the graduate level also, and therefore our students are lacking behind in cognitive skills and learning outcomes. We have a very lesser established industry academia interaction. Everybody talks about it, but ultimately there is no ground level reality as far as industry academic interaction is concerned. Then through skill development programs, there are very lesser opportunities for the students. Students are more inclined towards getting well established degrees rather than skill based initiatives, and therefore this has resulted into lesser attention towards the skill development programs, ineffective regulatory mechanism, and then need of more documentary evidences. As I talk about accreditation process and all about the outcomes, they are more documentary rather than emphasizing on students' approaches and other areas. So that is where we are lacking as far as technical education institutes are concerned. Improper implementation of practical coursework, sometimes maybe due to unavailability of the resources, unavailability of the instruments, or maybe outdated instruments lying down in the educational institute as far as the current recent trends are concerned. So therefore, we have a very less academic flexibility towards the skill orientation and also towards the multidisciplinary aspects of the teaching. And therefore, we are not providing sufficient opportunities for holistic development of students. And also, our students are not globally exposed as far as during the education is concerned. So these are the areas where Technical Education Institute, because I'm representing a technical university, I feel that these are the areas which has to be addressed as far as technical institutes are concerned in order to develop quality human resources. Yes, MHRD and AICTE has taken some initiatives. One is the TULIP program, the Urban Learning Internship Program, where good companies provide internship to the students, a live internship program, and then their student learning assessment project, which is very important. I want to highlight that AICTE has developed a portal, and there a student can assess their own learning outcomes on a regular basis. And there is no exam into it, or there is no certification into it, but a student can just go through this student learning assessment, and then gradually he can gauge himself or meter himself towards what assessment or what learning he is improving or not. Then there are faculty development programs by AICTE called ATAL initiatives, and then there are some um, online open courses available through NPTEL or SWAYAM also is available right now. Right now, the UGC has made a clause that 20% of the curriculum can be of free online education by SWAYAM portal, but it is, I am afraid that it is effectively implemented at various organizations and universities or not. So when we talk about the future roadmap, I think National Education Policy 2020 and engineering HRD is concerned, a ray of hope is there. When I go through the National Education Policy, I think there are some clauses which will ultimately develop quality human resource in engineering and all other technical sectors. Some of them are dedicated academic and research institutes with more autonomy, greater academic flexibility with multiple entry and exit system. Now, this is very important aspect that a student, if he is capable and skilled enough, he can go out, he can do work, perform work. If he is not satisfied or he wants to continue his study, he can come back at any point of time. Now, that is what is required, and I think NEP 2020, when effectively implement, will serve the purpose. As well as the integration of vocational and professional education is one of the aspects in which NEP 2020 has emphasized. Sustainability and lifelong learning. Now, that is very important, as companies also are looking for their human values and professional skills. So in that case, lifelong learning will be an important part of sustainable human resource development. Innovation and creativity driven study, which is very much required and will be a part of NEP 2020. And teaching in vernacular language, there might be contradictory thinking into this, but I think the inner expertise of anybody or skills of anybody, of any student, can be explored more in vernacular language, and that will I think efficiently contribute towards the development of better human resources. And then inclusive and holistic development is main emphasis as far as integrating the academic, vocational, skill, and also the lifelong learning aspect of the student in NEP 2020 is concerned. So, so how we can go ahead as far as the suggestions are concerned? We should adopt student-centric approach with greater flexibility, which should be exposing our teachers and students towards the global trends and technologies for more acceptabilities. We can conduct and incentivize student employability assessment and can link it with the results at Technical Education Institute. We can encourage internship program and push project based learning as far as the sector of engineering is concerned. And obviously, we have to take a pragmatic or systematic approach as far as improving student skills, very importantly, professional skills in terms of building the human resources in engineering is concerned. Again, industry academia linkage in true senses and entrepreneurship support are very much required. So these are the areas in which I think our institutions in Punjab can work as far as human resource development in engineering is concerned. I was asked to just present some of the efforts MRSPTU is putting. So I will not take much time. I think I have already crossed my time limit, but I will quickly go across. We are a state technical university covering 11 districts of the Punjab, and with a mission of developing quality human resources in technical education. Our university is serving some of the innovative practices as far as human resource development is concerned. Uh, Academic practices, choice-based credit system is implemented, and now we have already implemented in the campus outcome-based education, which is covering all the aspect of the developing the quality human resources as far as engineering and technology is concerned, as far as at the par of Washington Accord and accreditation agencies, adoption of syllabus as per AICTE guidelines, and then we are also working on uh, some foreign collaborations as far as global exposure is concerned. We have started some courses in 2+2 and 3+1+1 model with Penn State University and Thompson Riven University abroad. As far as faculty is concerned, faculty is the, I think, largest platform on which you can develop quality human resources. So we are recruiting faculties from very renowned institutions so that they can develop the students. As far as research is concerned, our area of focus is as per the need of the Punjab, as Professor Arvind Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, has said. And along with it, we are working with the industries and also providing consultancy services so that our students can get development of the requirements of the industry as far as human resource in research is concerned. So these are some of the research focus area. Some of the research achievements we have got in last 5 years. I think more importantly, being a very small campus-based university, we are producing at least one Scopus publication in every week since last 5 years, and 27 IPRs we have filed or awarded in this particular small period. And then in this short period, we have also started some skill development initiatives, some sandwich courses with leading industries and training organization at our PITs. These are 9 courses we have started in SQF compliant with multiple exit points. And as far as our future prospects are concerned, Center of Excellence with leading industries for developing better human resources in engineering and technology, establishment of world-class state-of-art R&D center, and skill development centric learning and courses as per the direction of NEP and regulatory agencies we are looking for. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I think within this short period, I could cover all the aspect as far as this talk is concerned. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for highlighting strengths of Maharaja Ranjit Singh Punjab Technical University and also discussing the way forward to address present challenges in development of sustainable human resource in the state through multidisciplinary approach, through internship programs, and most importantly, industry and academia linkages. Thank you so much once again. So with this, I would now invite Dr. Sandeep Kapoor, Professor, School of Business, Punjab Agriculture University, for sharing his views on human resource development in agriculture sector. Dr. Kapoor is BTech, MBA and PhD from PAU Ludhiana. He has held various positions at PAU. Presently, he is Professor Punjab Agriculture University and also holding additional charge of Controller PAU. His field of specialization include business management, marketing management, and has research interests like marketing management, strategic and value chain analysis. He has handled various research projects and has many publications to his credit. With these words, I am invite you, sir, again. Over to you.
Uh, Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible and is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. So first of all, my thanks to Punjab State Council and Dr. Arora for giving me this chance. I was listening very carefully to the eminent speakers. I really learned a lot during this part. But my track will be a little different in terms of human resource development, particularly in the agriculture state. So here is my presentation tour. I'll take you through for 1 minute to what PAU is. I don't know how many of you know about Punjab Agriculture University, but greater part of it will come from what lessons we learned, particularly from the Green Revolution. And my emphasis here will be on the HR part of it. What we did right that we could achieve. I think there's a lot of learning that we have done in the past, which we can emulate for promoting science and technology, in the other areas as well. And I was listening to almost everyone, but the underlying part is that in PAU since 1962, a lot of these things which is being mentioned is already being implemented, and we will learn as to where we made some mistakes and which needs improvement or how we can go ahead. What is reality of today's agriculture means what is required and what is the way forward. So I'll quickly take you and I can assure you that I'll not overshoot the time. So starting with the very first one. So we started our journey from Faisalabad in 1906, came into a college of agriculture and finally university in 1962. This university in 1962 was converted into 3 universities, which is presently Ludhiana, which is PAU, in Hisar, which was earlier campus of PAU, that is in 1970, and now further Himachal Pradesh again in 1970. These 2 universities came up from Punjab Agriculture University only. And later in the year, in Ludhiana, we have further bifurcation of Kedwasu, which is dedicated to veterinary university, and PAU is right now functioning there. So we have research stations throughout the state, and we have few research stations like Kilong in Himachal Pradesh, some parts in Solan. We have some things in Cuttack and Hyderabad. So we have a lot of spaces and research stations throughout. Of course, our mandate is basically focusing on agriculture and transfer of technology and basically conducting research. Just a small, I'm not going to go into the detail. University has so far given 905 varieties, just to give a glance. This is what I would like to show some part. This is what is the view of the farmers fair at PAU. I don't know how many of you know about it, but we collect about, before COVID, we used to have about 300,000 farmers visiting campus, searching for the technology, searching for the knowledge. I think that volume of the farmers for which we conduct as farmers fair at PAU, they speak volume of what PAU is doing for the farmers. This is our ultimate customer. Is my customer happy of doing whatever we are doing? So this is the manpower we are really focusing at, and look at the number. So around 300,000 farmers visiting 2 farm fairs every March and every September, coming to campus, 150,000 each. So there you will find that farmers come look for the technologies and look for the solutions. This is, by the way, the photograph of open house. There we, the farmers actually ask the questions to the experts. So this is the level of the contact that we have. This is another picture of where the farmers take the actual seeds from PAU, and they are looking for there's a huge rush, and the selling starts at maybe 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. In the morning. So these are a few outcomes of PAU research. Just a highlight in 1960-61, where we were in terms of wheat, in terms of productivity, and where it has gone now in 2020s, from 1244 kg per hectare to 4895. Similarly, for paddy, from 1500 to something around 6000, from maize 11 to 3700, and similarly cotton from 200 to 666, and sugar came from 365 to 768 kgs per hectare. So this is broad the outcome of what Punjab has been doing. So I'll not go into the details of the position, but Dr. Arora mentioned about in her address about Dr. Khush. Ma'am, I'm happy to share with you, we have two World Food Prize winners from PAU. One is Dr. Khush, who is, this prize is equivalent to that of Nobel Prize in agriculture, and second is Dr. Ratan Lal. He is from environmental sciences at Ohio State University. He is also alumnus of PIU. So we have number of people. I think the only institution in the country where we had the director generals of ICAR, CSIR, and ASRB all connected into one. I think that's the only institution you will find which is able to produce those kind of alumni. But now I'm coming to the real topic. This was the brief about what university is doing. Here I'm talking about what are the lessons we learned from two parts. I think there's a small touch which was given by Dr. Arvind. I'll just like to elaborate for a minute on this. Here, my first part says that it is actually unified development of strategies and manpower. Actually, 4 strategies were developed on the basis of which the HR was developed at that particular time when the Green Revolution took place. And I think we need to do now the similar exercises right now. For example, those pillars of strategies were development of high-yielding varieties and other technologies. So that gave the birth to National Agriculture Research System. Second is development of irrigation infrastructure and other quality info. And third one was assured marketing. And fourth one is dissemination of information to the farmers. So these were the 4 pillars on which the Green Revolution actually worked. Regarding pillars of HR, what we did in that particular time was, the university was developed by hunting the best brains available at that particular time. Mr. P.N. Thapar, who was ICS at the time of the starting of the university, he hunted for the people globally who could be professors at the university. So we then thought of adopting what we call as the land grant system of education in the country. We did not adapt at that time the national system of education. We went in for adopting the land grant system, which was taken up from US. And we followed, our mother institution at that time was appointed as Ohio State University. So Ohio actually could handhold the faculty of PAU to develop its own HR. And we very well know that there was a huge requirement and urgency to develop agriculture fast, because we were refused the food grain under PL 480, which was a grant of grains to PAU to country. So we were there was an urgency, and there was a kind of urgency, and dire need. And in one of the statements which I read, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru mentioned that everything can wait except agriculture. So that was the kind of the mission with which this university was developed, that everything can wait, but agriculture cannot. So top priority was given. So what best thing was done was, so we established strong collaborations with international universities. and institute, particularly OSU, and approximately, I think, 120 to 140 people went for their PhDs or postdocs in those institutes or that university, and then they came back. Then another thing which we did was the teaching, research, extension, consultancy, and administration was under one person. So which is being followed even today. So the person has to devote time on teaching. The same person has to devote time on research, extension. Extension is going to the farmers, consultancy and administration. So you cannot say that I'm administrator, therefore I'll not do teaching, or vice versa. So this is a unique system which was given to the National Agriculture Research System by the by Ohio State University, and we still are following that. Similarly, with a lot of PhDs coming back from advanced countries, particularly like Ohio State, which was a collaborative institution. So we had a good pool of highly motivated, trained, people right at the top, and which were able to start the green revolution, and which became the center. So this is how this center was developed as a strong. We learned about. Excuse me for a minute, please. I think there's some disturbance. I need to just give me a. Sorry, sorry for the disturbance. Right. So the strong linkages with the another thing which EU developed was the strong linkages with the state government, particularly making sure that whatever we develop as the technology is available to our officers, and then those officers are able to take to the farmer. And university also developed its own direct contact with the farmer. The most unique thing which I found, and which I did not find in many of the universities in India, but that is being followed in few of the US universities, which from there we took it. That was the strong unified system of what we call as recommendations. So research is going on, for example, for growing a particular crop. And every day there is some kind of improvement over the last. But you hardly know what is the latest part of it, what is the recommendation which is based on science, and which has been rightly articulated. What is that recommendation? You can rarely get to know. It has gone worse with the with internet and Google coming into the picture, and everybody has become the guru, and the things have started going from bad to worse. So we have at PAU a very strong recommendation system. Recommendations, you will find a publication of PAU which will come up after a lot of debate by all the departments. Only then it will find the place in the PAU communication or publication, which says that this is now recommended and we fully stand by it. That's why this was very important, and this is what actually earned the respect of the PAU scientists from across the state, from all the farmers. The basic part behind that was that it was thoroughly discussed, debated, thoroughly questioned, and I have attended the meetings of these recommendations number of times. And every time you go there, you will find there'll be a huge amount of questions coming from other experts. It is not that you have found it and simply you will write that this is my recommendation. No. So it will go through that. Have you checked the other part? And every single person has the right. So there's a very, very strong system of recommendation, and there is a strong system of dissemination of information for the farmers. So my concern here is that I did not find this kind of a thing in other institutions. First, the focus I found, like Dr. Arvind mentioned that they need to identify, all the institutions need to identify their niche areas. And from these niche areas, they should make sure that are they ready to give some recommendations? What are they doing on that particular technology? I think this is a great learning that we did. And with the result, what really happened was we were able to provide high yielding varieties. We were able to develop a strong structure, which was probably more of the government of Punjab's work and the quality input. Again, assured marketing again was there from the government side, but dissemination of information to the farmer, PAU was at the back. So we trained that manpower not only at PAU, but that transfer of technology was a great in between. There were so many layers of people, and finally it could reach to the farmers, and this was done very, very effectively, and that's why you find the fruits of green revolution coming up. Yeah. So what is happening is, reality of today is that because of this, like again, Dr. Arvind mentioned about that, we need to work a lot on the farmers post green revolution. But I found that there are 3-4 areas, which is reality of today is we need to work today on the farmer's income, which is GDP income of farmer, Punjab's farmer is probably very, very low. We are approximately 1/3 that of the highest in India, and we need to work on that. Sustainability is something which we all know, water, air, and so on. Productivity, because of the nutritional security component, we cannot afford low productivity systems, and we need to understand that the markets have to be linked. So all this is the reality today, and we, in the light of this, we need to develop our HR. In the light, unless and until we have a clear reality that this is what is going to happen and what is our course of action, only then we should be able to do it. So rising expectation of the customers is also there. Global competition is coming, and rising private sector emphasis is there. When we started Green Revolution, there was no private sector, but huge private sector has come up, of course, which is focusing on profitability and efficiency. But there is almost no linkage between the universities and the private sector, which we have already sent. I'll share with you what we are looking for. Probably the biggest challenge is how to attract youth in agriculture. I have attended various programs in US again, like they have a program like Future Farmers of America. Similarly, we have, I thought we will not have the challenge here in India, but I find now there's a huge challenge. Youth is actually not accepting agriculture as a career. So we are working on that as to how we are going to go. And the last one is proliferation of the institutions of agriculture, which are really with very poor infrastructure. So what is the way forward for me is particularly for the HR development in agriculture. So PAU is actually given the task of developing HR right from a very, very low level to the highest level of research and development. It means in the hierarchy, we are to train even malis, that is the worker level, or landless laborers, to the farmer level, to the doots. Doots are the ones who are little educated up to 10th or 12th. We train them, and then finally they actually tell how to carry out a particular agriculture activity in the field. So we call them as agri-doots. Similarly, at the complete value chain level, value chains are extremely complex. And with more and more technology coming up, particularly from the field of IT, automation, we are now looking for how to develop the HR in this particular area, and of course the R&D level. So I have given some kind of suggestions for that. So for me, earlier, the HR part is the biggest part here is the agility part of it. The revolution will come, revolution will go, but universities will more or less they keep on looking at as bystanders. I find, for example, e-commerce revolution came, but I didn't find many universities offering quality e-commerce courses, or the institutions offering uh, those courses which could really take the advantage. Similarly, uh, we need to change the way, particularly the practices of to develop HR, particularly in the wake of that huge amount of information is already available. So we need to distinguish between knowledge and information. Most of the faculty that I talk to, many a time they confuse what is information and what is knowledge. Today we are more on the information development part of it rather than on the knowledge part of it. So we need to really shift the gear and use that technology so that we take them to the knowledge part rather than on the information part. Today I don't need to see what is the insect's life cycle. Today I need to know what happens if this insect attack is there. And say, for example, there was unforeseen rains few weeks back. So we found a lot of damage was done to the crops. So how you control that damage? Actually, that is more important rather than to let me know that okay, this is information is there. Another good thing which Punjab State Council, Madam Dr. Rhoda mentioned about that some cluster of excellent institutions have been developed, and I'm very glad that this will definitely give a lot of results. But the critical mass is missing. So my suggestion would be not only industry university collaboration, but the inter-university collaboration is of a huge importance. I find the islands taking place. Island of information is there. People are working on their own, and they are actually not sharing. But what National Agriculture Research System has shown is, I'll give you a small example and then I'll stop. What National Agriculture Research System has stopped. I'll give you an example of cotton. One multinational globally owns more. Sorry, one multinational globally actually owns much more number of the parent varieties of cotton as compared to whole of National Agriculture Research System of India put together. So it is approximately, if we have a germplasm of about 25,000 or maybe 40,000 in whole of India. So the germplasm with that company will be something around 125 or 150,000. So that is a huge difference. Even all universities put together, they are unable to actually give the task to the multinational, because they have gone so big and they have collected such a huge mass of information with them. But we need for that the inter-university collaboration, and the end result has to be very clear for that. So we need to develop, particularly for HR activities, that if we need with limited resources, we need to collaborate. Most of our labs remain unutilized, but we hardly have any mechanism to share with other universities or systems. So, and the last part here is that the HR has to be value chain specific. For example, if we worked on wheat and rice, we actually were able to come out of it. Now, if we're looking for other agricultural products, we need to work on the entire value chain. And all those facilities might not be available with PAU. So I need a lot of people from different institutions throughout the country. For example, for sensors, we are trying to work with semiconductors. For IIT Roped is roped for a lot of work on sustainability. So we are trying to work on that, but I think the kind of the speed, agility, urgency that is required is really huge. So with these words, I think my time is up. So I'll just again thank you, and if there are any questions, I'm happy to take. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for very comprehensively highlighting the lesson learned from the Green Revolution, and also emphasizing the unique approach of EAU towards trading HR parallelly in teaching, research, extension, and consultancy services for reaching out to farmers with the recommendations from the research for the total societal benefit, and also highlighting the need of HR development in upcoming areas like value chain development and technology driven practices. So also your suggestion is also very welcomed for collaborations between inter-university collaboration for knowledge integration and in the field of HR development also. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Dr. Archana Mantri for her talk on value addition in STI education through international collaboration. Dr. Mantri is PhD in Electronics and Communication Engineering with over 30 years of experience in research, development, training, academics, administration of Institute of Higher Education. Her areas of expertise are project management, problem and project-based learning, curriculum design and development, pedagogical innovation and management. Areas of her interest include change management, education technology, predictive analysis, teaching, writing, assessment technologies. She has been instrumental in establishing Chitkara University Research and Innovation Network, which is aimed to bring all research and innovation related practices under one umbrella. This network has facilitated filing of 250 patents over the period of 60 months, with over 5,000 ideas which vetted, and overall 500 innovators get benefit from the network. He has worked on funded projects with, with the amount to the tune of 8 crores in the past 8 years only. She has over 30 publications in the referred journals and international conferences. She has traveled extensively to the international platforms like Canada, USA, Switzerland, Singapore, Australia, Taiwan, and many more. With these words, I again welcome Ma'am Dr. Archana Mantri and invite her for her talk. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Rupali. Can you make me the co-host so that I can share my screen? Good afternoon, one and all present here. Thanks for this opportunity, especially to Punjab State Science Council and also Dr. Adura for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on value addition in STI education through international collaborations. Science and technology interventions in today's world know no bounds, as we have heard from our previous speakers also. Internationalization thus is a natural choice. Also because as we are crossing the boundaries without physically crossing them. And whenever we want to take a new leap in a newer dimension or bring newer solutions to the global or local problems, the new word that has been coined is local. While we specifically talk about the interventions in education, internationalization cannot afford to be limited only to science and technology interventions. Even capacity building starts from relationship building. And internationalization is all about making the first move, being innovative in the approach, and being prompt and reciprocal. What I present here are specific efforts done by Chitkara University in this direction, specifically in value addition and STI education through international collaborations. I'm going to tell you within first 2 minutes a short introduction about Chitkara University, our approach to internationalization, specifically through cultural interventions, academic interventions, research interventions, talking about transnational education, because as I said, internationalization is all about capacity building, being innovative, making the first move, and being reciprocal. And what is the way forward? So Chitkara Educational Trust, it was established 1998. It has 4 academic units under its ambit, 2 universities and 2 schools, and 3 incubators. This is the short journey. Although the first campus, which is Chitkara University, Punjab, started as a group of affiliated colleges to Punjab Technical University, became a university in 2011. And since then has been an illustrious journey of 10 years with now 12 academic units and total number of students close to a little more than 14,000 students, a little more than 800 faculty members, and a total support staff of about 1,000 staff. We are established by renowned educational entrepreneurs, Dr. Ashok Chitkara and Dr. Madhu Chitkara, well-known figures in this region. At a glance, if you see in terms of property, both intellectual property and physical property, we have a land area of 77 acres. And if you look at our total Scopus Index publications, it is exceeding 2,000 today and over 900 patents filed. 74 products have been launched in various areas, and we have over 240 international industry linkages that I am going to briefly touch upon, especially in terms of science and technology promotion and interventions. So our approach to internationalization is three-pronged: innovate, execute, and improvise. While we are always finding ways to expose our students to the latest academic structures and innovations, we also build international relationships, not only build them, but nurture them to build a collaborative future. Relationships and interactions bring concepts and ideas to fruition like an academic mentorship model. And I'm going to talk about all of them briefly. What are the 4 pillars of international strategy for specifically STI interventions? Is course articulations, joint research projects. I'm going to talk about the capacity building projects which have been funded by European Union, Erasmus+, and the academic mentorship model, which has given a very different and new dimension to the science and technology educational intervention. So we have 180 collaborations across the globe, and except for one continent, which is Antarctica, you name a continent, you name a country, and we have a collaboration. We have a good international visibility, and as I said, capacity building is all about making ourselves visible, also looking at all the opportunities which are available internationally. So we are there at Asia Pacific Association for International Education, at NAFSA, at EAI, and QS Apple 2021. All of these places, we have found our presence and made a thumping presence visible so that any open hand which is being extended to us, we are visible and we are there to grab the opportunity. So talking about specifically cultural and academic interventions, we all know that in today's world, globalization is pertinent, paramount, and just cannot be avoided. Every student, every faculty should have an international exposure. But we also know that traveling and trotting the globe is not very, it doesn't come cheap. It has got a cost associated with it. So the question that came to our mind is, if we cannot send all our faculty and students across the globe, let us bring globe to our home. And that is what Global Week, which is internationalization at home. So what do? We have all our partners, the 180 collaborations that I was talking about. We invite the experts, the global experts, the teachers, the international experts to our university to teach or co-teach the collaborative courses, credit courses to our students. So we podcast the information to our partner universities, we share the registration link, we register the faculty, willing faculty from across the globe from our partner institutes to teach credit courses. This is a week-long module wherein the faculty comes in. We associate buddy professors from our universities with them, so it's an international exposure both for our students as well as the faculty. This also augments and facilitates choice-based course selection for our students because there is a lot of choice available for the students to take credit courses. And we have this launch of Global Week. You can see that this Global Week not only is an academic exchange or academic immersion, but it is also cultural immersion through interactions. and a positive and outcome-based cultural immersion that we achieve. The outcome and impact, some data to show. We have so far invited 250 global experts to our campus. Over 100 value-added courses have been taught, and over 25,000 students have been benefited over the last 6 to 7 years. What is the impact of Global Week in terms of numbers? Two-way mobility has been facilitated because we have built relationships with these partner universities through Global Week, so resulting in about 1,000 student exchanges already. The figure in euros is, you can see, it is 3,53,518 euros of projects funded by European Union. 5 international conferences have been facilitated, 6 continents, 57 countries we have made our presence felt, and this has resulted into, out of 180 plus collaborations, 170 collaborations being very, very active that we can boast of today. Inbound school-time students, this is the figure, all resulting from Global Week, many of them resulting from Global Week international participation, which is inbound faculty, you can see, as well as in addition to students. The teaching learning process, because of these newer practices, innovative practices, collaborative practices, we have touched upon all aspects of teaching and learning process apart from the traditional classroom teaching, varying from project-based, problem-based, experiential learning, collaborative, virtual labs, hackathon-based, all these have got an element of international collaboration in them. Outbound students have always been on the rise. You can see the data, some of the pictures. What about research interventions? Because science and technology cannot proceed forward without having research collaborations. And Global Week, I'm proud to say, has also resulted into good research interventions also. So we work in these 6 areas of technologies, which are quite multidisciplinary in nature, ranging from agri-tech, health tech, assistive, ed-tech, next generation materials to lifestyles. The indicated number of patents and products you can see here, many of them have got an international collaborative IP to them. We talk about Chitkara University Research and Innovation Network, and at Chitkara University, this particular initiative has not been bound by the name of a department, which normally in the universities is named as research department. We deliberately call it a network of people because research is definitely not possible without people, and without multidisciplinary people coming together to bring products which can change the lives of people. So when we established Curin in 2014, we kept the tagline as product-oriented and impactful research. You can see all these offices, which are the heartbeat, they provide the heartbeat to Curin and bring in international collaboration to the right light. Many innovative steps or innovation or design thinking steps have been taken. We have IPR initiatives. As I told earlier, we have got 3 incubation centers. We also have pre-incubation unit. All these initiatives, by the way, are supported by Government of India, various initiatives and various schemes. We also have the other wing, which is Center for Entrepreneurship Education and Development, specifically for entrepreneurs. And Curin and Seed work hand in hand to bring the right idea to either to commercialization by an existing industry or the innovator becoming an entrepreneur. All these supports, as I said, all these facilities are supported by various government initiatives, including the latest one in 2020. We got Science and Technology Innovation Hub from the Seed Division of the Department of Science and Technology. So IP Index at a glance, a journey of just 7 years because of various initiatives. And as I said, because of the different dimension which our international office gives to us, not only in terms of academics, but also research, has resulted into 904 patents, 504 startups, 72 prototypes already supported. As I said, 2,000 and more publications. Consultancy projects of 16.27 crores, extramural grants up to 40 crores, and technology transfer worth 1.77 crores already initiated. As I was telling you about Erasmus Plus projects, we have got these 4 projects and 2 more in pipeline. EduReform, Prevented, CLIL, which is Content and Language Integrated Learning, and Oculus. You can see they are all in multidisciplinary areas of research, and almost all our schools and faculty are involved in these research projects to bring real meaning to how we can reach or how we can make the research reach to the real people and make impact and change their lives for better. Faculty enablement, many international conferences. One of the outcomes I've already listed. These are some of the international conferences which have been organized. All of them are flagship conferences across the world. We also have rather a large emphasis on multilingualism. So we teach French, Spanish, Japanese, Mandarin, German, in addition to following a formula of tri-language education, including the native languages of Punjab during teaching. We use, and this is also mandated now and recommended by the National Education Policy 2020. During the COVID times also, the transnational learning did not stop, and we had a lot of webinars, lot of panel discussions, webinars, lecture series, inbound, outbound, all happening over in the virtual world with our international partners. Many of them more you can see here as testimonials. Even outbound mobility didn't take a hit. Of course, it took a hit, but it didn't stop at all. So we had semester exchanges, articulations going on, short-term programs, and even post-grad programs being launched during COVID times. The next big idea is offshore academic delivery, and an idea whose time, I would say, has already come. So what is the academic mentorship model which we are launching in giving a newer dimension to the transnational education? So we want to move beyond articulation model. We want to facilitate more the international faculty mobility and even international infrastructure and eligibility to use that infrastructure which is there with our international partners, and our infrastructure to be used by our international partners is something that we are eyeing at. And many of these programs have resulted into start in India. For the students, they start studying in India, but they get transferred to our partner countries and universities after 2 years, which is known as the academic mentorship model. Here are some of the live examples which we have done with University of Windsor, Trent University, George Brown, and Deakin University, including engineering degree in software engineering, including a degree in mechatronics, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the interventions, science and technology interventions, which I would like to bring forth. And in a nutshell, I would like to say that internationalization should not only be used to signing MOUs, but giving a newer dimension to the science and technology so that a global system can be developed all across the world, bringing truer meaning and making positive changes in the lives of the people. Thank you very much once again for this opportunity. Thank you to the team at PSCST. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing, strengths of Chitkara University and, promoting science, technology, innovation culture through transnational educational collaborative programs over the globe. So nice of you. Thank you. With this, I would like to thank all our distinguished guests of the technical session 1, and we are heading towards our technical session 2, which is dedicated for witnessing experiences of various awardees from Punjab. I would like to invite Dr. Poonam Sharma, National Postdoc Fellow from ISER Mohali, for sharing her experiences. Over to you, Dr. Poonam.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So I will start my journey with, means I have made a little bit of presentation. So, just a minute. Yeah. So right now I am working as a postdoctoral fellow at IISER Mohali. I had joined IISER Mohali in 2014. Before that, I did my PhD from PGI Chandigarh from the medical parasitology. There, my research was related to the Cryptosporidium, which is a close relative to one parasite which causes malaria. So there, I studied like how this parasite is causing infection in humans and how these humans in the North India, they're getting infection either they're from humans or from the animal sources. And then also I checked for the some intracellular parasites in the this Cryptosporidium, as well as checked for the sensitivity of this parasite to the different drugs, because this parasite is known to be resistant to the most of the drugs available. And during my PhD course, I got around 5 publications. And then after submission of my PhD thesis, I joined IISER Mohali as a postdoctoral fellow under Dr. Rajesh Ramachandran in his project, intermediate fellow project, which was granted by the Welcome DVT. So then there I started my work related to the retina regeneration. So retina regeneration, so I want to tell here, like humans, they are having very less capability to regenerate, and retina, which is the part of central nervous system, this is having the least capability for regeneration. But primitive vertebrates, that is the zebrafish, which we are studying here at IISER Mohali, it is having immense capability to regenerate its brain, its retina, its fin as well. So during my initial years, I did research on the retina regeneration. So after three years of work in the Welcome DPT project, I joined as the postdoctoral fellow, as the institution fellow under IISER Mohali. And then in 2020, I got this NPDF by SERB DST. So in that project also, I was working on the retina regeneration itself. And during my postdoc work, I got like 5 different publications which were related to the pluripotency factors, like their role in the retina regeneration. And I also developed a technique which is in vivo overexpression of mRNAs in the tissues, so as we can enable some unresponsive systems to go for regeneration. So yeah, and alongside that, during these past 2 years in the post-COVID era, I have also started working on the different tissue regeneration, like I'm working on the tail regeneration in the axolotl, which is a salamander, and also the fin regeneration, the zebrafish. So along with this work, I would be having like 3 upcoming publications are there. So for this, I would like to thank IISER Mohali for giving me the opportunity, and DST SERB for granting me the NPDF to work in the field of the science. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Poonam, for highlighting your research idea, which is basically on retina regeneration potential of fishes. We wish you all the very best for your future research endeavors. And I would like now to invite Dr. Engineer Sanjay Vermani, National Child Awardee of CSE and Aerospace Engineer, Delft University of Technology, the Netherlands, for sharing his experiences. Welcome.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Please let me know if I'm not very audible. Feel free to interrupt me. Yeah, so firstly, thank you for inviting me here to share my experience here. I'll give a short introduction about myself. As ma'am mentioned, my name is Sanjay Vimani. I'm originally from Bhanga, Punjab, and I'm currently pursuing my master's in aerospace engineering from the Netherlands. And I also graduated as an aerospace engineer from the Netherlands itself. So I think today I would like to share my journey from a very small part of Punjab to actually having these big aims and dreams and actually fulfilling them, and how the different avenues of Punjab State Council of Science and Technology and the various institutions, especially my school, how they have helped me and can also help the upcoming students, which is, I think, a core part of the topic that we are talking today, which is the human resource development. So I would like to start with my first experience in science and where the urge to actually follow, the curiosity to even dive further into the science field started. So I think it was the 7th standard when we got to first introduced about the National Children's Science Congress, a competition which I think most of you would have heard about. It's a competition where you have to actually conduct a proper real life research on a societal problem, and every year there's a different theme. So as a young student of 7th standard, like any other student, it's something when you first hear about seems a bit too overwhelming. It's like, what am I supposed to do? This just in 7th standard, you are actually started to learn about there are 3 different types, like physics, biology, and chemistry are different, and they're not just one science subject. So it was quite an experience. But when you actually start diving deep into, you go to villages, you talk to people, you talk about your research, you make a research methodology, you conduct surveys. I think subconsciously it gives you a really good insight, whether you don't realize at that particular moment, but I think at your subconscious, you're sort of developing a very important skill set, which is the way of scientific thinking, which I think is very crucial no matter which field you are going towards, whether it's science or it's towards arts or any other general sciences itself. So I think over from there was the turning point where I started that, you know what, I think we should participate more in all these competitions. And I think from there onwards, every science competition that occurred, we just participated in it and go there and explore the opportunities. So I think today, instead of just talking in the vague terms, I would like to highlight 4 particular experiences from my journey, which I think for me are still a very big motivation to still continue a career in science and contribute towards AatmaNirbhar Bharat, especially in the field of sciences. So I think the first one I would like to share is that as I was talking about National Children's Science Congress, so we reached the state level and we presented our project to the jury in front. And the jury was quite happy with the results and they were very encouraging. But then they asked a very basic question. And they were like, why did you pick this particular method? And why did you think that the claim that you're making is correct? Now, if I think about it, it's a very basic question because it's just asking why. Why did you do this? And what do you think would have happened if you would have done something differently? At that time, it was sort of a bamboozling question because you were so focused on application. Okay, this is what we did, this is what we did, and this is what we found. But then the question that why did you do it? I think it's a really important thing that you actually realize at that point. And I think till today's date, even in my studies or even in any research project that I'm doing, before starting anything, that why still comes to your mind. It's like, wait a second, before diving further into it, why we are doing it, what is the purpose? So I think that exploration at such young age and that experience to question yourself, why are we doing it? I think it's a very, very important in terms of scientific foundation to actually contribute further. The second experience is when we went to the national level of a science competition. There we got inaugural address from Professor Dr. C.N. Rao, which is an tremendous and amazing personality in the field of science, in the field of chemistry particular. And listening to his inaugural address was in itself such an inspiring experience that I think for me personally and all the teammates that we were there, it just gave you a push that, you know, I also want to be at the stage one day. I also want to do something in the science to do things. So I think the key takeaway for me, and that can be taken in general as well, is that firstly, how crucial these opportunities are to generate the curiosity and the inspiration. And second of all, giving the motivation to take risks, to be bold, come upfront with your ideas, inspire from such great personalities, and learn how you can actually contribute and be persistent in your aim. And the third experience is also very personal to me, and I think it's very, very motivating for me even till today. was related to a science fair. So we had the jury come to our models as for all the people who were there in our stall. So they came, we had the questions, the competitions was over, they announced the winners, everything was nice. But then after the results were announced, the jury came back to our stall and started having genuine discussions with our project. And they actually, with full interest, they started asking, okay, what do you think would be the next step for this model? Regardless of what is the result of the competition, what do you think would be an application? How can you take this idea to a reality and how can you actually work further towards it? So I think as a young student, when and personality who's an expert in their own field comes to you and shows genuine interest in your project, I think that gives a feeling of courage, a courage to actually step up, to go and explore the world because you think that yes, you can actually do it because there is someone who's actually recognizing your efforts, which I think it's a big thing. And I think for me also personally, these kind of courage actually gives you, okay, you know what, I can actually go abroad also to follow my masters, follow my passion in particular science engineering and come back and contribute towards my nation. I think that small thing actually gives you courage. And another important thing, which I think is the humbleness they give you, because such an esteemed personality, a postdoctorate, a doctorate comes to you and talks to you, a young student whose idea is not even a proper research, but still they come to you, they talk to you, they show genuine interest in your work, they give you constructive and appreciative feedback. So I think those are the skill set that you actually gather subconsciously, and they actually become a major part in your resource development when you actually want to contribute something for your country later on. And the final experience, also, I think, which is a very important one, which I think was also highlighted in many of the talks today, is that when we actually participate in such events, you feel the diversity. Because when we are studying as a young student in our own school, in our own college, we are gathered in a bubble. What we speak, what we see, we think that's it. That's the end of the walls, and all our thinking process is limited in it. But when you go out and through these platforms, when you go out and you meet other people, then you realize for the same problem, there are 100 different solutions and there are 100 different methodologies to go towards it, and they're all correct. And I think that diverse experience, that diverse opinions about how to approach or how to work together in an environment while coming from different cultural, different diverse backgrounds, I think it's really, really important when we actually wants to talk about interdisciplinary development and AatmaNirbhar Bharat, especially in the field of science, where interdisciplinary is a very, very big thing. And I think combining all these four experiences, as you would have probably guessed from my talk, it's the highlight of importance of the platforms that Punjab State Council for Science and Technology or the school institutions in general, they provide. Because I think these competitions are so-called known as co-curricular activities, and sometimes they just become as a formality or something that you should just do to build a good resume to get into a good college. But I think at subconscious level, they actually give you so many fundamental skills that are going to be so helpful throughout your entire career. And I think a good example of this is me in particular, because I still feel that if at that time my teachers, the faculty or the support staff from the Punjab State Council for Science and Technology or my district authority would have not provided those genuine interest or appreciative feedback at that point, I don't think we would have the courage to actually go out, explore, pursue the passion and career in the science, and then come back and contribute towards your country in the field of the science. So I think once again, I would really like to thank especially Dr. Bath and Dr. Mandakini ma'am to providing this opportunity to come here and talk to me. For me, it's a very humble and honored experience to come here and talk among such eminent personalities who have just talked before me. So thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you for sharing your journey and recognizing the platform of Children's Science Congress provided by Government of India, which help you in triggering your urge towards continuing your career in science. So congratulations to you for motivating others to come up in the field of science, and youth like you is the real hope for realizing the dreams of AatmaNirbhar Bharat. Many congratulations. With these now, I would like to invite our another awardee, who is Shri Jaswinder Singh, National Awardee of National Council for Science and Technology Communication, for the outstanding efforts in popularizing science among children. I welcome you, sir, on this forum.
Thank you, please. Thank you. Thanks to all those are here in this virtual meeting. First of all, I would like to give my sincere thanks to Punjab State Council for Science and Technology. They have provided me this platform. So being a teacher, I would like to say you, this is the moment that made me to think about the students, to think about their courage, their confidence. First of all, I would like to share my views that I have written only one A4 page to give my presence in the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. And they have given me this National Award for Popularizing Science among the children. At that time, I have only completed my 50 exhibitions with my personal Jasmine's Lab on Wheels, my personal car in which I am having this apparatus of working models of science and mathematics and going from one place to the other place. And they have given me so much respect, you can say, and 1 lakh prize at that time in 2014 on the National Science Day. And most of the students, they don't know even, they are not having their science stream and all that, and they don't know on which day this science day is celebrated. And on that day, 28th February 2014, they have given me this prize. And on every stage now, I am telling the students that when National Science Day and when National Mathematics Day is celebrated, this is a part of my life, you can say. The Punjab State Council for Science and Technology has motivated me a lot. Every time, at every stage, at every state level or district level, exhibitions or children's science congresses, they are calling me and have a stall for this. Show your experiments to the audience, to the society, and they are motivating me every time. And the teachers and students coming from the state, they are coming over there and asking me to perform again and again, and this gives me a more energy. I'm of the opinion that when you are encouraging me, when you are clapping, then at that time I am running so much fast. So it's a high time to have a time in this virtual meeting that Dr. Bhatt, Dr. Mandakini has appreciated every time that Jaswinder ji, you are doing a good job. No, I'm not doing a good job. It's my duty that Dr. Arora, Dr. Jatinder Kaur Arora, Executive Director of this Punjab State Council in Science and Technology, and given me so much opportunities in the Science and Technology department that they are calling me, so many channels are covering this Jasmine's Lab on Wheels, and so many opportunities, because I am of the firm opinion that weak men wait for opportunities, but strong men create them. So you have to do. My duty, the teacher's duty, is to encourage the students to make their keen interest keen. They can have observations, they can have self-confidence in themselves. So by this, once I was having a practical of +2 class, then they are saying, sir, we have not performed an practical anywhere, anytime. Now we have a lab, but we have not performed the experiment. This perturbed me a lot at that time, and my conscience doesn't allow me to give them the marks and all that. So I have performed 3 or 4 simple experiments by rubbing my hands. I have shown them that this is a transformation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transformed. And how this potential energy, kinetic energy, these concepts I have given them. So many laws, and once I have given them, they are so much creatively participating in that. practical and asking me to do more and more. So this given me a opportunity to create this lab. I have started with my small plastic box having 10 to 15 items in that, and started teacher training programs to the teachers I am training. They have asked me, so this method is too much good. You are explaining with the demonstrations. So they have enjoyed a lot rather to listen the lectures and see the PPTs. They are enjoying. Now these experiments, when I am burning the magnesium ribbon, when I am doing these Newton's laws of motion, with the help of an plastic bottle, a rocket is launched over there. When I was talking about Ramanujan's 1729 concept, talking about Gauss law, Gauss has given us the formula Sn is equal to n into n plus 1 whole over 2. How he has thought about how to add the numbers from 1 to 100 when you are adding 1 and 100. No one is adding 1 and 100. Everyone is adding 1 plus 2, then 3, 3 plus 3. But Gauss at that time added 1 and 100. Gives us the actual meaning, how to think. The imagination is required over there. Logic may travel you from A to B, but imagination is a par. You can go so many miles far away with the imagination only. So from that plastic box, I went to the box with the Vigyanik Kamal. Then I have made a box of mathematics, Gatte se Ganit. And so my social media partners, either they are social media on the platform, audio or video, you can say, they are, or print media, they have motivated me a lot by giving that a person has moving in a car with the experiments and showing all the ways the experiments. Dr. Arora was talking about Shri Ruchi Ram Sani ji. A great scientist were there. When I was there in Delhi, in the Department of Science and Technology, Dr. AVP Mishra called me over there to have a prize ceremony. Then I met T. Ramasamy and asked Dr. Saab, how you selected this one? I have given you only one page, okay, I am doing this, and I only have 50 exhibitions I have exhibited. Then he said like me, 150 years ago, Mr. Ruchi Ram Sani was doing such an experiment. They are calling the society and doing these things, and now you are doing the great honor for us. So it means the honesty lies there. That means those scientists are thinking about this. Some teachers are doing these jobs, doing these skills, doing hands-on activities. So many my partners as Gurmeet Singh ji and other, or so many teachers are doing, and they are awarded by the Department of Science and Technology. It's a great honor for us. The President of India awarded me, and with the this science on wheels, a lab on wheels. Now till date, I have completed 1135 exhibition in 10 states of India. And nearly 7 lakh students and teachers got motivated with these experiments. With these experiments, you can say, so now after this, the social media started coming to me, and they have now at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channels, and they are shown my these small videos, small concepts. Now I have reached up to 2.5 crore people all over the world, you can say. Now from the abroad, phones are coming to me. So many videos you can make, sir. Please help us. We are enjoying these videos as we are learning. We are at the age of 70s. We are at the age of 60s. Even we come to know about this. These concepts are so simple. Science is so simple. Mathematics is so simple. So I hope so. Okay, these platforms are required over there. The Children's Science Congress, Punjab State Council for Science and Technology, Government of India, Department of Science and Technology, all the scientists have given me so much respect. So I feel proud to be an Indian. So I would like to say to each and every teacher and student that don't think that there is nothing in India. Everything is here, but you have to think about this. Are you ready to have these things or not? So with these words, I would like to thank Dr. Bhatt, Dr. Arora ji, and all the scientists. I am watching over here, Dr. Devpriya Datta ji from DST, And thanks to all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, please.
Thank you so much, sir. I must congratulate for you for your vision of simplifying science for students and building interest of students. And many congratulations to you for Jaswinder's Lab on Wheels, which is beyond everyone's imagination. It is just, wherein empty bottles, cardboard, few waste pens are used to taught science concept through, innovative models. Keep continuing, sir. We need your guidance. We need your sustained support for, for in the field of science. Thank you so much.
Thank you, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I now invite our next speaker, which is Ms. Lakshmi Handa, awardee State Level Children Science Congress 2020. So please, over to you.
Good evening to one and all present here. Myself, Lakshmi Handa, a student of Bhavan's SL Public School, Amritsar, Punjab, feeling blessed to get an opportunity to express and share my experiences at this platform of Vigyan Utsav Punjab, building science, technology, and innovation leaders for AatmaNirbhar Bharat. Every child dreams of doing something that can benefit the society, the nation, and the world. Transformation of a child to a child scientist, an aspiring scientist, and finally a scientist. Fostering and securing human resources in science and technology is the urgent need if we want our nation to attain a rightful place as a major global force that derives its strength from soft power and excellence in research and innovation. As the science and technology that support our daily lives and society become increasingly sophisticated and complex, the roles of human resources in science and technology are more important than ever, and strategic developing of science and technology human resources opportunities to allow human resources to make the best use of their abilities need to be explored, and especially for the young minds to carry the country to the next generation. Training programs to generate interest in research and innovation in a joyful manner and motivation to pursue the careers in basic science and technology is urgently needed in our nation, where these young minds are overfed with the notion of seeking high salary jobs in MNCs in the country or abroad. Department of Science and Technology, Government of India is offering a lot of such platforms where young children are actively and interestingly involved in gaining scientific and technological knowledge while having fun with various experiments and explanations, including exchange of ideas and a technical expertise that can be found only at these platforms. One such platform that is Children's Science Congress, provided by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, nurture the spirit of science, technology, and innovation in young minds, transformed my opinion and took me a step forward to realize my dream of becoming a scientist so that I can be future prepared to contribute towards betterment of society through application of science and technology. The last 1.5 years in the lives of all of us was full of challenges, but sustainability is there, where we transform these challenges to our opportunities. Although we all were locked down in the four walls of our houses, but the judicious utilization of technology made us more connected with the world than ever. The time when all the students were idle, frustrated, and depressed in the four walls. Punjab State Council of Science and Technology, Government of India, appeared as a silver lining to these dark clouds and provided us the opportunity and guidelines to work for Children's Science Congress projects and present as well as share our ideas across the state through virtual means. The pandemic, despite of all adverse prevailing conditions, could not halt the passion of entire team of PACST to provide the platform to nurture the talent and ideas of young budding scientists. There are no words to acknowledge the endless efforts of these who empowered the young minds to chase their dreams. The never-ending motivation by Dr. Jatinder Kaur Arora, Executive Director, Punjab State Council for Science and Technology, and the inspirations by Dr. K.S. Bhatt, Joint Director, PSCST. The guidance and support by our worthy academic coordinators like Dr. Dhinsa, Dr. Such, and many more. And the never exhausting support by Dr. Mandakini Thakur, who had always welcomed and resolved all our queries with a warm heart, had been the pillars to make this event a great success. To provide the platform to ignite the spark of creativity and innovation in the young aspiring minds, and in to make culture and innovation in the state to transform our Bharat to AatmaNirbhar Bharat. Children's Science Congress. This flagship program of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, provide the ample opportunities and guidelines to foster the culture of creativity and innovation among young child scientists of age group 10 to 17 years, of public to government schools, from urban to rural areas, so that no stone is left unturned. Catering to the concept of inclusive education, now advocated by New Education Policy 2020 also, according to which all must get the equity of opportunities to learn. All means all. This is a matter of immense pride for me and all the students of my school that we had been the part of this event since 1997 and have attended 22 times nationals and 6 times Indian Science Congress through this platform. With the review of the vision of Honorable Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, as a young citizen of India, armed with technology and love for nation, I realize a small aim is a crime. Myself and my team members accepted the challenge to work with enthusiasm under the guidelines of Children's Science Congress. And during this endeavor, we discovered our new self. Starting with the discussions on focal themes, sub-theme, with decisions and brainstorming sessions under the esteemed guidance of our guide teachers to identify the local level problem requiring micro level research study to reach at innovative solutions to the problem, review of related literature, experimentation, data analysis, leading to conclusions and innovative solutions to the problem. The whole journey was full of ups and downs, but motivational words by PSCST and our guide teachers always kept us going. We failed many times in our experimentation, but our guide teachers always inspired us with the words of Sir C.V. Ram. If I never fail, how will I learn? राह संघर्ष की जो चलता है, राह संघर्ष की जो चलता है, वही संसार को बदलता है. जिसने रातों से है जंग जीती, सुबह सूर्य बनकर वही चमकता है. Finally, after the brainstorming sessions, discussions with the experts of the field, repeated endeavor, step-by-step improvement in our project, we arrived at an innovative solution, and the findings of the study were shared with the officials of municipal corporation for their implementation, and the ideas were exchanged with others at the platform provided by Children's Science Congress, where the expert team of evaluators explored and critically analyzed the innovative findings. The journey transformed the perspective of myself and my team members, and it is a moment of pride and empowerment for all the young minds when they are called as child scientists in this event. Working on these projects led to the development of blend of 21st century skills among young aspiring minds, that is creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, communication, leadership, flexibility, problem solving skills, logical reasoning, acceptance for failure, decision making, and whatnot. This prepare the future citizens of AatmaNirbhar Bharat. Such programs by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, transform the education from teacher-centered to learner-centered, as advocated by New Education Policy. It promotes experiential learning and discourages rote learning. Also, it equips the mind of young children to promote the culture of creativity and innovation. I would end up with the message by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Creativity is seeing the same thing, but thinking differently. His message to young people is to have courage to think differently, courage to invent, to travel the unexplored path, courage to discover the impossible and conquer the problems and succeed. With this, once again, I would like to thank all the members of the Punjab State Council of Science and Technology, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India for providing such platforms to empower human resources. Thank you.
You dear, young minds can do marvel. Yes, of course, we are very privileged to have budding scientists like you in our region, and we wish you very luck. Each single effort, I must say, it can contribute towards building sustainable society, and we wish you all the very luck for your future initiatives and actions. So nice of you. And with this, we are ending with the technical session too. But I would like to take this opportunity to thank all distinguished speakers of this session, which have enriched us for sharing and through sharing their valuable experiences. But before closing today's event, I would like to invite you all for screening a small video prepared on human resource development by Gujarat State Council. I would ask my team to have a video, please.
India celebrated its 75th Independence Day on 15th August 2021, which became very popular as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is an initiative of the Government of India to celebrate and commemorate 75 years of progressive India and the glorious history of its people, culture, and achievements. This Mahotsav is dedicated to the people of India who have not only been instrumental in bringing India this far in its evolutionary journey, but also hold within them the power and potential to enable the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister towards AatmaNirbhar Bharat. The Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, through its state S&T councils, have planned a year-long program, Vigyan Utsav, all across the country as a part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The year-long program aims to celebrate the entire ecosystem of the science, technology and innovation for the betterment of state and nation development. The Utsav will be a showcase of the unity in diversity of the country as all state councils put their best foot forward. To celebrate the Mahotsav, it has been decided by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, New Delhi to instigate the 1 month, 1 theme initiative. This has been started from September 2021, which was formally inaugurated on 2nd September 2021 by Union Minister of State Dr. Jitendra Singh virtually. The program will conclude in August 2022. 12 themes have been identified for 1 month, 1 theme initiative, and the particular state councils have been identified to coordinate and prepare the framework. The identified themes are STI institutions at the state level, human resource development, R&D infrastructure, indigenous technology, innovation and startups, science communication and popularization, women scientists, science and society, future technologies, basic science for Atmanirbharta, Atmanirbharta and industry and intellectual property rights. All the state S&T councils are undertaking the knowledge enriching and scientific outreach activities to showcase the importance of the STI ecosystem in the development of AatmaNirbhar Bharat, culminating into highly enriching and informative sessions. The theme for the month of October is Human Resource Development, that convey the role of government in human resource development and its policies, human development-centric programs and its implications. The program focuses on opportunities, gaps, challenges, and skill development in the field of science, technology, and innovation. The program is expected to empower youth by providing relevant information to achieve their dreams and desires. Vigyan Utsav, celebrating science by youth empowerment. Vigyan Utsav, Apna Utsav. India celebrated its 75th Independence Day on 15th August 2021, which became